Welcome to Vetted, where we investigate the world's most perplexing encounters with a critical eye and a commitment to the facts. Tonight, we journey into the heart of the Alagash wilderness in Maine. A remote, haunting landscape where four friends experienced one of the most famous and chilling abduction cases in UFO history. Every detail you'll hear tonight is grounded in actual witness accounts, news reports, and the investigations that followed. This is the story of the Alagash Abduction. It's August 20th, 1976. The Alagash wilderness is a world apart. Endless forests, silent lakes, and winding rivers stretching for miles. Four young men, twin brothers Jim and Jack Weiner, and their friends Chuck Rack and Charlie Foltz, are deep into a week-long canoeing and fishing trip, seeking adventure and escape from the everyday world. On their fourth night, the group camps on the banks of Eagle Lake. The sky is clear and moonless, the air crisp and still. After a long day of paddling, they decide to try some night fishing, pushing their canoes out into the dark, glassy water with only a single flashlight for guidance. As they drift, casting lines and joking quietly, a strange feeling settles over the group, a sense of being watched. Suddenly, a brilliant light appears above the trees on the far shore. At first, they think it's a searchlight from a ranger's boat, but the light rapidly grows in intensity, morphing into a massive, glowing orb hovering silently above the treetops. The men watch in awe and fear as the orb pulses with color: blue, green, yellow, casting an unnatural glow across the water. Charlie Foltz grabs the flashlight and signals SOS in Morse code, hoping to get the attention of whoever or whatever is behind the light. The orb reacts immediately, gliding silently across the lake toward the canoes. Panic erupts. The men paddle furiously for shore, adrenaline surging as the light closes in. Suddenly, a beam shoots out from the orb, engulfing all four men in a cold, white radiance. And then, nothing. The next thing they know, they're standing on the shore, canoes pulled up on the bank. The fire they left burning now reduced to glowing embers. Hours have passed, but none of them remember paddling back or getting out of the water. The only thing they feel is an overwhelming sense of confusion and dread. Back at camp, the group tries to make sense of what happened. Their watches have stopped. They feel exhausted, anxious, and deeply unsettled. No one sleeps well that night. In the morning, they quietly agree to put the incident behind them, chalking it up to nerves and exhaustion. The trip ends and the four men return to their lives. But the memory of that night haunts them. Each begins to suffer from nightmares and anxiety, visions of strange lights, faceless beings, and sensations of paralysis. Jim Weiner, in particular, is plagued by seizures and vivid dreams of inhuman figures examining him in a sterile, metallic room. Years pass. In 1988, Jim's health problems lead him to seek help from a neurologist. During treatment, he confides in his doctor about the nightmares and the missing time on the Alagash trip. The doctor suggests hypnosis to recover lost memories. Reluctantly, Jim agrees, and soon the other three men decide to undergo hypnosis as well. Under hypnosis, each man describes nearly identical experiences. After being engulfed by the beam of light, they were floated into the glowing craft above the lake. Inside, they found themselves in a sterile, dimly lit chamber. Strange beings, tall, thin, with large, almond-shaped eyes and three-fingered hands, moved silently around them. The beings communicate telepathically, conveying a sense of cold curiosity but no emotion. The men are examined with strange instruments, lights shined in their eyes, samples taken from their skin, blood drawn with painless precision. Each man describes feeling paralyzed, helpless, but not physically harmed. After the examinations, the men are led back to the beam of light, floated down to the shore, and left standing by their campfire as if nothing had happened. The craft vanishes into the night sky, leaving only silence and confusion in its wake. The hypnosis sessions are conducted separately, yet the details match with uncanny precision. The men are shaken by what they recall, but also relieved to finally have an explanation for the missing time and the nightmares that have haunted them for years. When their story is made public, it quickly becomes one of the most famous abduction cases in history. The Alagash Abduction is featured in books, documentaries, and even an episode of Unsolved Mysteries, captivating audiences around the world. Skeptics, however, are quick to point out the role of hypnosis in shaping and possibly distorting memories. Some psychologists argue that the men's experiences could have been the result of shared dreams, sleep paralysis, or suggestion during hypnosis. But the group remains steadfast, insisting that what they experienced was real. Local authorities and UFO investigators examine the case, but no physical evidence is ever found. No burns, no radiation, no trace of the craft. Still, the consistency of the men's stories and the depth of their trauma convinced many that something extraordinary happened that night in the Maine wilderness. For Jim, Jack, Chuck, and Charlie, the Alagash Abduction is a defining moment, one that binds them together for life. They speak at conferences, share their story in interviews, and support each other through decades of scrutiny and disbelief. As the years pass, the Alagash Abduction remains one of the most compelling and controversial cases in UFO lore. Critics continue to debate the reliability of hypnotic regression, while believers point to the men's unwavering testimony and the profound impact the experience had on their lives. For the people who lived it, the truth is simple. They were four ordinary men seeking adventure in the wild who encountered something beyond explanation, something that shattered their understanding of reality and left them forever changed. As you reflect on the Alagash Abduction, ask yourself, what would you do if faced with the unknown? Would you trust your memories or doubt what you had seen? Would you speak out or keep your story hidden? Thank you for joining us tonight on Vetted. If you found this story compelling, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe the Alagash Abduction? Was it a case of shared delusion, hypnotic suggestion, or a genuine encounter with beings from another world? Until next time, keep questioning, keep searching, and remember, the truth is out there, waiting to be vetted.